Professor Liu is going to teach you a new concept from chapter 7, classes and objects. First, we need to understand a very important concept. It's called abstract data type. So, before I introduce abstract data type, I would like to remind you the primitive data type. For example, integer, double, char. These data type, we have been learning this from the first semester. This data type has value. We are going to learn a new data type. The new data type is called abstract data type. And this data type include the value and also the operations. That's functions, operation, how do you use these values. And abstract data type is the way to create class, and it create class and objects. An object-oriented program is based on the objects and the class, and the objects is encapsulate the data, the value, and the function, the operations. So let's take a look. How do we do that? So I have a class called chapter 7, U square. Now I'm going to create a class. So I'm going to create the abstract data type. The way I do it is I'm going to add. When I add, I'm not going to do new item. Instead, I'm going to do class. So this is how you create an abstract data type. Alright, so let's do this as square. Okay, I call square. Now notice when I type square, there's a .h file and .cpp file automatically done. So I'm going to click OK. Alright, so when I finish this and I notice I already have a .h file, I have a .cpp file here. So let me show you how you do it. So once you have a class square, okay, so let's continue right now. So this is how you create. Now we're going to learn some terminology about this, okay? So first, we're going to say this, okay? First, we're going to learn some terminology. All right, so the first terminology is objects, and we're going to show you what's object. And the attributes. Attributes are the member variables and member functions. So we're going to learn this. Attribute is data, member variables, and functions, they are the function that act on the attributes. So let's go back right here right now. So I have a class in square. So when I do this, this in square, there are two parts, okay? So make sure we understand there are two parts. The first part, well, let's write down private, and this is for the private is for the members, okay? It's for the members. So right here, and let's go second part for the attributes, and let's write down here public. So you need to learn this right now. So when I create the abstract data type, remember abstract data type is a combination of value, members, variables, and the functions. So a square a square, the variable may be side. So we are going to do this right here. Say double side. Alright, so I have these right now. Square has a side. Okay, so once I have a square has a side here, then I am going to use the functions. So remember, abstract data type is a combination of the variable and also the combination of functions. So I am going to have the function right here. I'm going to say void and let me say set size. Okay, I'm going to set size and double s. Okay, then and I'm going to write here. Okay, so first function is set size. Okay, first function is set size. All right, and I am going to do this right now. And so here I'm going to this is prototype. This is prototype, and I'm going to write the definition for that. Okay, so I'm going to click here, and right here I'm going to write the definition here. So I'm going to say, all right, psi equal s. Okay, and I'm going to close it. All right, so at the CPP here, it's already right down here. Okay, so we also need to separate. So set size right here. All right, then let's do another one here. We are going to say these right here, another function, a square beside we set size. We probably want to find the area. So I'm going to say double get area. All right, so when I get area here, I'm going to press enter right here. All right, so get area. So right here is like a class prototype. You just give the function head, and now we are going to click here. Say we're going to create definition right here. So definition here return 0 0. We probably don't want to return 0 0 because the side the square will be side times side. Is that right? Okay. All right, side times side, that's area. All right, so let's take a look right here. I have a header file right here. I have side, and I have set size. I have a get area, and this function definition right here. The function definition here has set size and get area. All right, so that's coming back right here. The most important definition you need to learn is here. All right, so we are going to create a class. The abstract data type is called square. Okay, and the attributes, the member function right here, is inside the private. It's called site. So you have combination of the member function site, and you also have function like set site and get area. So these, the private part contain attributes. The public part contain the operation functions. So the combination together is called abstract data type. Now we are going to use these right now. So and then we put them together, put these together, the data and function together. Once we put them together, it's called um, encapsulation. So we put them together with combination of the member variables and function. It's called encapsulation. Then why and you may ask me, oh, why this is private? Why this is private? All right. So let me explain this to you. When it is a private, we want to hide it. We want to hide the member variable. Why? Because number one reason is protection. Member function provide a layer of protection against someone can take your can make a mistake and change your data. And also uh, your client, a programmer, only need to know the function get size and get area, set size and get area. They don't need to know the private variable. So that's why we separate by this way. Function the variables members variable are private because we want to protect it. It's hidden. And the functions are public because these will be allow another programmer to use it. Now together the .h and .cpp, these two files add together is a abstract data type of a square class. Alright, so we have a abstract data type. It's called square and it's a class. So we're going to create an object right now. Alright, so we are going to come right here, the source file right here, and I'm going to do new. This time I do new item right here, and I'm going to call this is u square. Okay, now the first, let's do the golden 7 line. Alright, now I have these golden 7 lines, but I need to teach you this right now. Alright, so we create our class right now. We're going to create objects, and the way we do this will be use this example. Like for example, string. When I use a string is a abstract data type. Then so string is a data type, and the city and state are objects. These two objects. So you can say city is Los Angeles, state is California. Then I'm going to use a dot length. Dot length is the functions, and now I have the right to use. I can access the function from the string class. So this is what we're going to do this right now. We just create the abstract data type called square. Alright, now I am going to do this right now. First I'm going to do here, okay, pound sign and include, but I'm going to quotation here. Once I quotation, I have typo. Alright, so once I have a quotation here, let me do one more time, okay? Alright, then I am going to put this as a square. Okay. All right. So I am going to use the square.h file. So means I'm going to use this class right now. Include string, if you use the angle, that will be Visual Studio class. Okay, like IOString, that's a Visual Studio class. But if you create by yourself, if the thing is created by yourself, and it's going to, if it is created by yourself, you put double quote. Now, let's do another concept right now. Another concept is this. Remember right here, the objects. Okay, so we have the class and object. So let's do this right now. My class is called square. Is that right? So that's called square. All right, square. That's a class. It's an abstract data type. So it's not like integer double. It's abstract data type, and the color is different. Okay, so SQ, let's say SQ1. Okay, that's SQ1. So now let's do another one, SQ2. So I have two objects. All right. Once I have this object right now, this object can use the square function, set size, and get area. All right. So let's do it right now. I am going to do SQ1 dot set size. All right. So I set size right here. I'm set size 5. It's okay. Then once I set size 5 here, I'm going to write down the area. So I'm going to say CL. The first square. The area. The first square is all right. So I am going to put right here, and I'm going to use SQ1 right here. That's the object. All right, and we can set get area right now. All right. So let's run. So this is the client. This is part is done by client. So the client don't need to write these functions. It's done by a class. Let's run it right now. So build it. And start without debugging. Alright, so the area first one is 25. Let's do the second one since we have another one. So we're going to say this SQ2 and set size, and let's make this as 3. Okay, then I'm going to copy this line right here, and then put 2 right now, and let me say the second. Alright, so let's run this right now. So build it. Start without debugging. So the first is 25, the second one is 9. Alright, so that's coming back to review the most important concept right here. We create a abstract data type. What we just create today is called the abstract data type is special. It must have a member variables, must have function, and you can operate on that. So we just create one is called square. Square is an abstract data type. Another name is a class. We create a class. It's called square. All right. So like a POW is a function we don't, but that's not a class. And the way we use the abstract data type, because we need to use object-oriented programming. Object-oriented programming is we're going to use it. We use it encapsulate. We use this class, member, variables, and function all together. We don't need to know how do you write it. We just need to know how to use it. All right. And the terminology one more time. We have a square class. That's an abstract data type. The object we create two, SQ1, SQ2. The attributes are the member. Let me pull like here. All right. So right here, let's review this part. Okay. So the abstract data type we create today is square. The object is SQ1, SQ2. The attributes are member variables. That will be here. Member variable sites. It has to be in a private because we want to hide it. We want to protect it. And then the function are members function. It has to be in public. So we need to hide it by private. The reason is we want to protect it. There's a protection, so the client cannot accidentally make the mistake to alter your data. All right, and we hide them and we put them together. We put the .h and .cpp together. Once we put them together, the variables and the function, how to use these variables, we put them together, is a term called encapsulation. The term called encapsulation. All right. So now we're going to take a look how client use it. How client to use it. Like the example here, string. We have to say include square.h file right here. Then square is your data type. All right, you create two objects, SQ1, SQ2. Then SQ1, SQ2 are able to use two functions, set size, get area. So first I use set size to set size. All right, then I use get area to calculate the area. Like this example here, the city and states are two objects of string class. Once we do that, we can use the string class function .length. Okay, so this is your the very first concept of class and object is called abstract data type, and all the terminology about that. I hope you you understand class, and we are going to talk about class and object for the entire semester. We use this for our homework project and our any of our semester project. I hope you like it. Okay.